Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Dan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Fourth and Forever, your daily NFL news show, live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. EST. It is time for Week 9 picks and predictions. I could not be thrilled to be here. Richie, what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
What's going on? It's another Thursday. Happy Halloween-ish. Halloween Eve.
All Hallows Eve, bro.
Yeah, Halloween Eve. How about that?
Oh,
baby. So we got some fun things. It's spooky season, but now, man, we got unfortunately, tonight's game, we all know what the outcome is going to be. Not going to be that entertaining. It's going to be a lopsided victory, but hey, it's football. We're going to enjoy it. Always a pleasure to be here on Fourth and Forever.
Always a pleasure to be on Fourth and Forever. TD, what do you got, man? What's going on?
Same, man. It's always enjoyable every single day. Rocking with you fellas and enjoying the show, talking ball. Yeah, we do have a great game tonight, and it's going to be a good one. Probably going to shock the world. But outside of that, man, we got things happening around the league. Definitely going to get into, and we got to predict some games, man. There's some good games this week. There's some good games this week.
Some great games this week.
TD, I got to start off with this. You had to leave the Roundtable show last night early, and one of my favorite moments happened. I thought it was pretty funny. So Parks calls in on the Patreon.
I was watching in the car. I saw it. Yeah.
You saw King Lowski show up like the boogeyman?
Yeah, I saw King Lowski show up after the fact, even though he know truly he was dodging, because things ain't been going well. He be creeping, when the Jets are in losing mode, he try not to show up until his name called. So he gonna show up today because I'm calling him out right now. Lowski, man, everything you said did not happen. Everything you said would happen this season is just not happening. You're just always wrong, bro. Salute the Parks. He know what he's talking about.
Nah, bro. Team King Lowski all day, baby.
It's
anything
funny because
related you're on the side of, man. It's crazy stuff. Crazy world we live in.
Well, like I said last night, I can't wait for TD to turn on the Patriots. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm waiting for him to turn on them, and it's going to be crazy.
And the Dolphins
are when I have a quarterback that I know can back it up with. When I know I have a quarterback.
And when is that going to happen?
I believe next offseason. This offseason right here.
Who the heck you get in the offseason?
Listen, we don't know yet, Richie, but that's the goal. Okay, that's the goal, and that's whenever Yeah.
You're not getting no quarterback in the offseason. You got Tua inked up for another
no.
fully guaranteed year.
I know how this goes. It'll be a big shift this offseason.
Worst case scenario, just pull an Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Cousins and just make sure your QB2 is eating up 30% of your cap. Maybe that's what they end up doing. Who knows?
Only for 1 year, Dan. Only for 1 year.
Anyway, speaking of the Miami Dolphins, big game this evening, Thursday Night Football. Lamar Jackson, his return. A lot of Ravens fans have been very optimistic that they can turn this season around, go on a run, win the AFC North. And they're going to Miami, playing the Miami Dolphins. TD, thoughts on this game? And so I know you went into it a bit last night on the AFC East Roundtable, but what are you thinking on this one? Talk to us.
This is one of those mystery games. You really don't know how it's going to turn out because you don't know what version of either team you're going to get. The Dolphins have been bad all season, and all of a sudden they want to act like they're a good team last week. So what version are we going to get? We don't know. Same thing with Baltimore. They've been inconsistent this season. Lamar played great, but he got hurt. And now he's coming back. And we don't know what version is going to come back. Is it a slow to get back to form version, or is it hit the ground running version? That's what it really is going to come down to. So Tua Tagovailoa needs to protect the football. The defense needs to show up like it did last week, and we need to run the ball well, and the Dolphins have a great chance to win this game. The Baltimore Ravens will always have so many things that you have to focus on and worry about. We're not going to forget about Derrick Henry. He's been disrespected as of late, but we're not going to forget about who he is and what he can do. And then you add Lamar Jackson back, it makes it that double threat. They have a few weapons outside that we really don't talk much about, but they can get it done. They can put up points. It's going to be a tough game for the Dolphins, but it is a winnable one. No matter how many people want to say, oh, we're going to get destroyed and blowed out, it's a winnable game. It's just a matter of how the flow goes. We just can't turn the football over. They're a good coach team, but I'm concerned about their pass rush. They haven't been able to generate enough pass rush, and maybe, that continues. And they don't, get at Tua. If that happens, it could be a long day for Baltimore as well. Like I said last night, I think I said I had the Dolphins like 24-23, something in that area. Inking this out because we are at home. Maybe this is our last real shot at continuing to have hope for this season. So we got to give it our all and see if we can live to fight another day. See if we can get a win and go into Buffalo feeling the same way. So, but if we are to lose tonight, there's going to be a deflation for Dolphin fans and the organization that's going to be felt. I think they'll start trading players off.
But TD, you actually have confidence tonight? Like, do you really have a sense of belief? Like, wow, we can actually do this? Like, you actually like believe?
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's 2-6, and we've watched their games.
And how many? What's the record without Lamar Jackson?
It's still not good.
What's the record with Lamar
it's like
Jackson?
1-2 or 1-3. How many games Lamar been out now?
2.5.
Yeah,
well, no. He played in 2.5.
Played in 2.5. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a great record either. I think they're like 1.5 and 4 or something with them, or or 3, 1.5 and 3 or something like that. So, yeah, man, they haven't been the greatest team. I understand that Buffalo debacle early on, late game execution, but the Ravens got to get their act together. They haven't been all that around Lamar regardless. So it's the team for Baltimore. They have to come play good football. I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson. As far as like him, we know what he's going to do.
Oh, now Lamar is not this. You're the Lamar Glazer, but now when he's versing the Dolphins, he's nothing. You're not worried about no Lamar.
See how easy he turns?
No, y'all not listening. I said I'm not worried about Lamar. We already know what he's going to do.
You should be worried if you know what he's going to do.
No, I didn't diminish. That's not diminishing. I mean, there's certain players in this league you cannot worry about. They're going to get them. They're going to do them. Mahomes is going to do him. Josh Allen is going to do him. Lamar Jackson, he's going to do him. Like, you don't worry about stopping those guys. And if you so happen to, bonus. But you don't focus on stopping them. You're wasting energy. You're not really going to stop them. So it's the rest of the team. So, yeah, Lamar is one of those guys. And now Drake May, you don't worry about stopping him. He's the greatest quarterback in the AFC. So, or the league. So it is what it is. But I think we have a chance, Richie. And to say that we don't and frame it like, oh, you're going to get obliterated, that's just bias. That's just bias.
Yeah, like you are, by saying the Bills are going to get obliterated by this team and the Bills are going to lose to this team.
Hey, listen, I was only wrong against the Panthers. Stop. I was only wrong against the Panthers.
No, you weren't. You picked the Ravens to beat the Bills.
They beat them, but they didn't. Come on.
Oh, man, we can go through the receipts. I'm not sure we have all that much time. Richie, thoughts and your prediction on this one? And final score prediction.
It's just perfect for Lamar Jackson's return. He's home, baby. People are like, oh, the Dolphins have home field advantage. Now Lamar Jackson's back in South Florida. He's got a lot of rest. The Ravens were very careful, and they circled this game as the return of Lamar Jackson weeks ago, I'm sure, because they're like, oh, what better game for Lamar to get back healthy on the football field and on primetime football against the worst team in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. They got a cute little win against an injury-riddled Atlanta Falcons team to kind of, spark some type of delusion in the Miami Dolphins fan base. But the reality is that we know what the Miami Dolphins are. They're exactly what TD hates around the NFL. They don't just have a quarterback that is good enough not to be good enough. They have a team, a coach, a roster that is built on that identity. So, like, even if the Dolphins win this game, it's not going to change anything. Like, they're still going to be missing the playoffs, and they're going to hopefully run it back with the same team. They should, honestly, because you never know. Maybe they will break through. But at the end of the day, man, Lamar Jackson going out there, and he's going to do his thing. And I think that he's going to have one of those returns that he's going to remind the world why he's a two-time MVP. Two-time MVP. And Tua Tagovailoa, man, he's coming off a good game. He's got to be able to do it consistently, feed his playmakers, get them in space, be an opportunistic offense. But if they turn the ball over, they're screwed, man. They're absolutely screwed. And I think it's going to come down to that. So give me the Baltimore Ravens in this game a nice 31-28, like I said last night.
31-28. Very, very interesting.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
So I think that we're focusing on Lamar. And so the return of the quarterback, which I think is obviously going to play a factor. I think their offense just moves better when he's out there. But one thing I like to pay attention to is comparing the last couple of games of production opposed to a full season worth. Because the Baltimore Ravens ended up making a move that not a lot of people talk about on the defensive side of the ball. His name is Alohi Gilman. He is a free safety. He was added right next, of course, within their secondary, which is allowing Kyle Hamilton to play a bit more in the box. Now, while that name is probably not familiar to a lot of you guys, prior to Alohi Gilman coming onto the Baltimore Ravens, they were the third worst defense in the NFL for efficiency. But the second that he has been on this team, they have creeped their way up to 14th ranked overall. So just one significant piece, being able to move Kyle Hamilton in places where he is a bit more successful, has shown improvements on this Baltimore Ravens defense. I still think that there might be some opportunities, particularly having Tua attack the perimeter, and they still can't generate pressure to save their damn lives. Like for the past 3 weeks, like they're at 18% pressure rate. So it's going to be a good test, right? Like this offensive line in Miami is not the best at preventing it. Thank God Tua gets rid of the ball relatively quickly. But I think we're going to continue to see improvements from this Baltimore Ravens defense too. That's going to be an X factor here. I'm not going to go as crazy as one of the NFL insiders that predicted the Ravens were going to win 52-9. And so did you see that, TD?
Jeez, who said that?
those graphics that come out where it shows like their pick, somebody from NFL Network had some crazy score. It was like 52-9. I think
that's crazy. If that happens, oh my gosh, I'm done.
You're rooting for that.
I feel like that was rage bait, but I like the Ravens in this one. I'm gonna go a high scoring game, but I'll go like 38-21. Ravens.
He's actually out here thinking he's got a chance.
Okay.
38-21.
Richie, I'll be honest. We could easily get blown out in this game. But I got to draw on my last bit of hope from last week. They had a good game. I have to say, hey, man, what if we could keep this up? So I'm not going to lose that hope. I'm gonna stay tunnel vision and believe. I'm going to believe.
Dude, you know what, man? Like, you should never be shamed for believing in your team.
Yes. Richie
should never be
shamed for it.
And so wouldn't you agree with that, Richie?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you should believe in your team, 100%. It's just funny. I love when TD believes because it brings out the best version of him on his live watch parties.
Now we got a couple of guys in here saying 45.
Something, tapping a helmet.
He sees a shift in coverage.
You know that while we were on the NFC West Roundtable event in LA, we weren't able to come through that, unfortunately, but we went through a skit and we were recreating a viral TD Finstalk moment where that crew loves that clip of TD watching Tua. TD's like, Tua, he's tapping the helmet. He sees something. Tua, drop back the pass. And the NFC West crew wanted to recreate that, but we weren't able to execute it because something happened. But it was funny.
Well,
Tua's tapping the helmet. He sees something.
Tua got that visor now. He a different quarterback.
He sees something. That was a pick.
Man, Richie's a big hater, man.
What do you mean, bro? You hate on everything I love.
Richie a hater, man.
I ain't no hater. I'm not even a fraction of the hater you are, brother.
Good
Come on,
guy.
man.
Well, hey, you know what? Let's go on ahead and transition over to some of the 1 o'clock matchups. I think this is a good time. San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. Those poor New York Giants, man. Right now, Jackson Dart has lost his best 2 weapons on the team in Cam Scatteraboo, who had a gruesome ankle injury last week, and Malik Neighbors, obviously, who was lost, I believe, within the first quarter of the Jackson Dart debut. So it's rough sledding over there for the Giants offense. I think wide receiver number 1 currently is Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yikes.
While the Giants were floating around for being buyers at the deadline, I'm not so sure that really applies anymore. I'm not sure if they will be at this point. But San Francisco is obviously still dealing with some of their injuries. I just double-checked. Brock Purdy was limited in practice today, but when Kyle Shanahan was asked on the progression, he says that it is a quote-unquote sensitive topic. Is this gamesmanship? I'm not so much sure. I'm leaning toward Mac Jones being the starter on Sunday. A lot can change, obviously. But San Francisco heads into MetLife. What do we got on this one? Richie, the Niners, and the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking great. It is not looking great for this football team. You look at the Giants, they have all this hype and all this energy, 2 big wins. But the injuries, man, it's just sad. 2 of the brightest spots of their offense, besides their quarterback, out for the year. You can't even make it up. Really devastating stuff for the Giants. First, Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatteraboo. You know, the Niners are coming off a big loss. You know, I mean, I got to give CJ Stroud the credit because he really bounced back against a defense that usually makes him struggle. And that was a really good big game for the Texans and CJ Stroud individually. I give him his flowers in that one. So the Niners are coming off a tough loss. Their defense got picked apart. How are they going to respond? Well, they got Jackson Dart and nobody else on that offense. I got the Niners winning this game. I think the Giants will make it interesting. I think it's going to be competitive, but I got the Niners coming out on top for sure.
What do you got on that, TD?
Yeah, I got the Niners winning this game as well. Let me ask you a question. Like, what do y'all think about Mac Jones, though? Has he done enough with when Purdy's out to say, hey, man, I can still be a starting quarterback in this league for a team next year?
That's a hard conversation because when you have head coaches by the name of either Kyle Shanahan or Kevin O'Connor, it's tough. It's tough to say. Now, Shanahan always wanted Mac Jones. Now, Shanahan wanted Mac Jones dating back to the draft, so perhaps he always kind of had a plan for him in the first place. So do I feel like he deserves a contract with the new team? No. But do I think that some teams would roll the dice and bring him in as a starter? For sure. He's been playing well.
I think he's one of those perfect backups.
How many? I mean, but is he not showing starter play? I mean, he's been playing great football. And do we know how many games has Purdy played? Like,
Purdy's
let me just check one
3,
thing.
maybe.
Yeah, Purdy got 2 games in. Yeah, Mac putting up the yards too.
That's Purdy. He's been outplaying Brock Purdy as far as his efficiency goes. Yeah,
it's just interesting to me overall.
Yeah,
six games in, and he has 1,600 yards. That means he's up there with the top of the league as far as on average per game. He's playing well for San Francisco. He delivers the football, and if you ask me, he's had moments, in my opinion, that have been bigger than Brock Purdy's in some cases, especially when he first took over. He's had some really big time games, taking a lot of abuse, taking a lot of hits, stepping in there, making the plays. I like San Francisco with Mac Jones. I just think that they have something there. Like, he's good enough to do. And you're right, Dan, because like the Shanahan, like, tell me what's the difference between Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, what's his name? The old quarterback used to be with him.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. Like, what's the difference? Under that system, playing for Shanahan. What's the difference between these guys? It's like they're all operating the same way, making the plays, doing what they got to do, being a part of it. Like, it's the most quarterback-friendly system, and it's like, the problem is you don't have that guy to get you over that itty-bitty hump. Like, we seen Jimmy G go to a Super Bowl, and if you don't think he was the major reason why you lost it, then you weren't paying attention that in that game. So that's why I always say, even a quarterback-friendly system, good enough not to be good enough, won't get you over the top. But I love what Mac Jones doing right now, and I think they're going to beat the Giants. Too many problems with the Giants right now. Jackson Dart, how do we feel about him now? How do we feel about, or do we give him a pass because the things around him?
So I'll tell you what. Say that I'm the GM, and maybe it's hard to say this because I feel like that he's feeling his seat warm up, but say that he had any semblance of safety with his career, I probably still would be a buyer at the trade deadline for Jackson Dart, because I feel like you're walking a dangerous line right now where you have no weapons for this young man at all. And you could be teetering with a potential scenario where you completely ruin him, like this year, in his development, destroy his confidence. I really don't know what the Giants are going to do.
Yeah.
Say that it was up to me, I'd probably go out and try and get Waddle, like something. So, like, at the very least, like, you can let the young man feel like he's good. Like, he probably should have enough confidence already because he has wins. So against the Cincinnati Bengals and like one other like winning team, but it's definitely a dangerous road.
Yeah, it's just, one day everything is all good. The next day it's like, oh, man, we don't know. But, yeah, I got 49ers in this, and I think that they win one of those nail-biters 27-20 coming down to the stretch because New York's still going to do a little something against San Francisco. Where is this game?
New York. Is it MetLife?
Yeah. I got the 49ers will go on the road across country, by the way, and get the W.
I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. All right, moving on. We have the LA Chargers and the Tennessee Titans. Now, keep in mind, the AFC West race is tight. Yeah, you have three teams, all with a winning record. You have the Broncos pulling away 6-2. Both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers are at 5-3. And the Chargers have the tiebreaker with Kansas City per the Week 1 matchup. So, in my opinion, I don't see the Titans having a chance in general, but I do think that the LA Chargers are going to be playing with some sense of urgency against this Tennessee Titans team. I think this is very much a must-win situation for them. I don't think that their head coach is not going to make sure that these guys are ready to play. And the Tennessee Titans are a mess, dude. An absolute mess. They've already started firing off some of their players. I think that it gets much worse at the trade deadline. I think that by the time Tuesday rolls around, they are going to be shipping off the most players out of anybody. I think the LA Chargers walk away with a big win. They improve in 6-3, and then they sit on their couch and hope that Buffalo can do them a favor at the 4:00 slate. TD, thoughts, man? What do you got on the Chargers and the Titans?
TD Chargers talk.
Yeah, the Chargers going to win this game. We know they're the better team, but you got to watch out for Lab McConkey. He's questionable. He's dealing with a calf injury. Hopefully that doesn't get any worse. But if it does, that could be an issue for their season, honestly. But we already know who's going to win this game. Herbert and those guys, they're going to have some fun. This is in Tennessee, by the way, but still, they'll go on the road. They'll get them a nice, solid win, another column in the AFC as well. 6-3 is a huge start for the Chargers. That puts them in the driver's seat. And you're right, Dan. They're going to come out with some intensity because the Chiefs right on their back. And Buffalo got a chance to beat the Chiefs. And if LA wins and Buffalo beats the Chiefs, I'm sorry. Can we start to say Chargers probably are going to win the division? I mean, it's still a little early, but that game right there can put a gap that can only be recovered like in the last 2 weeks or something. When you really look at both schedules. So this is important for the Chargers. They want to go out, make a statement, and get this win. You can't sleep on Tennessee. You can't take this lightly because a loss here could mean everything.
Yeah.
It can mean everything. Harbaugh's too well coached, and Tennessee got too much drama going on. Also, Derwin James questionable. They got some issues with injuries as well. So I got Chargers 31-10.
And don't sleep on the Denver Broncos either. Right now, so they are first in the division at 6-2, and they play the Houston Texans. We will get to that preview here momentarily.
They low key jumped up there, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest. Yeah, but we'll talk about it.
I'm not a believer myself. Yeah. Richie, thoughts on the LA Chargers and the Tennessee Titans?
I think that this is just a blowout for the Chargers. The Titans are completely in turmoil. They look completely lost, and it's sad to see them go down like this, the Titans. And I know that a lot of people are talking about, could the Titans be going with the Cardinals situation? And I'm curious to get TD's thoughts about this. Could the Titans consider doing what the Cardinals did? They draft Josh Rosen, they get the first overall pick, and then the Cardinals draft Kyler Murray and trade Rosen. I disagree with that. I think that the Titans would be not smart. If they give up on Cam Ward after 1 year, just because they get the number 1 overall pick, I think what they should do is trade down and build around Cam Ward and get a good coach for him. What are your thoughts of that, TD? A lot of people are speculating if the Titans get the first overall pick and Cam Ward does not really show it much at the end of the year, they could consider moving on from Cam Ward. New coach picks his quarterback. Your thoughts?
First of all, you got to tell me what guy coming out of college you see is better than Cam Ward. Now I understand what you're saying, baby. I don't even know about that. But here's what I'll say. You got to really break that team down in Tennessee. You know, are they running the ball well? Is the offensive line good? Do they have respectable weapons and things like that? They got a little something in every area, but this team is just it's just not good overall. Like, let me ask you, is Cam Ward the reason they're losing games to y'all?
No.
Then that's all that matters. If you're the reason you're losing games with the team, then yeah, you got a problem. But no, I just think that it's location and the situation. People need to also realize what Tennessee just went through. You know, they changed the front office, changed the coaching staff over the last few years. You know, everybody got to get their bearings. And we don't even know if what they have in that front office or calling plays and running the team is good enough. So, yeah, give up on Cam Ward, then fine with me. A lot of teams might take a shot at that.
Ship him to Miami.
Yeah, that's what the Dolphins went and got Rosen.
There you go.
I'd go crazy if they went and got Cam Ward for a second like they did
now, TD.
Hey, Richie, you know what? Hey, man, we'll be back.
You bring him back. And then also, so in case you are interested, a new QB has been rising the ranks for anybody looking for one. The Georgia Tech quarterback is currently the leader in the Heisman conversation as well. So take a look at him. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's the damn guy. All right, anyway.
Well, the Dolphins are going to finish with the first overall pick, so they might as well.
I would take that, Richie, but that's impossible. The Jets are in this league.
No.
We're
not finishing at number 1.
Look at that, folks. Moving on, we have the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings facing off once again. Now, this team might have a quarterback issue. In fact, I need to go on ahead and double check on something. I do know that Carson Wentz ended his season after last game. He got shoulder surgery. There's underlying tension surrounding Vikings as J.J. McCarthy returns. He will be starting this game versus the Lions defense, which I got to say has been, for the most part, looking pretty good this year. And that's even considering all of the injuries they have in the secondary. Of course, Aiden Hutchinson ends up getting some record-breaking contract. He's now the second highest paid edge rusher in the league by itself. So my thought is this. I think that the Detroit Lions, if all things go to plan, I think that this should be an easy win for the Detroit Lions. Love what they're doing offensively. I think the unsung hero is that defense. I think the personnel is really making sense. I wonder what they do with the trade deadline. I think it probably wouldn't hurt them to target an outside corner. I think Alontae Taylor from the New Orleans Saints would be a great fit. But Richie, thoughts on this one? The return of J.J. McCarthy going to Detroit. What do you got?
He's got to show something in this game, man. The Minnesota Vikings chose him. They drafted him. He's supposed to be the guy. You drafted him in the first round. Unfortunately, injuries have caught up to him, which definitely completely ruined his confidence mentally. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this game, and JJ is going to have to be able to go out there and get the job done, because I know, some people disagree with me, but I really genuinely think that after the season's all wrapped up, the Vikings are going to be regretting that mistake, regretting that decision. And JJ's got to be able to prove himself, man. So give him the Lions in this game. The Lions are a very good football team. They just paid Aiden Hutchinson. They got all the talent you possibly need. And shout out to the Lions, dude. You talk about a team that is paying all their stars, and I don't know what their cap looks like down the line, but how the heck are they able to do this? They paid Penei Sewell, I believe, Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff. There's probably more people that I'm forgetting. Brian Branch, did he get a contract? I mean, they're paying every key player on that roster. So shout out to the Lions. I think this is going to be not really competitive, but hey, maybe J.J. McCarthy goes out there and balls, because he's going to need that big time. But give me the Lions.
So I'll tell you what, man, I have their depth chart pulled up right now, and that poor team cannot stay off of the IR. They have
the Lions
12 players on IR right now. 12.
And
that's including, of course, DJ Reed, which is forcing Meek Robertson, who is typically a slot corner, to move out to the outside. But it's still working. Still working. So credit to the defensive coordinator. But credit to the defensive coordinator for being able to turn that around, right? Quality. TD, thoughts on this one? Lions and Vikings.
This is a Lions win easily. A defense can only do but so much. What a lot of people don't realize is that the worse your offense is, the more points your defense is going to get scored on. They can only hold but so long. When you're having 3 and outs and you're not moving the ball and you keep punting, I mean, it's just a bad day. It's a bad day overall. The Vikings will not be able to keep up with the amount of points that the Lions are going to be able to score. And I think the defense will start the game doing a very good job. They'll hold them down. They'll have this punt game back and forth. But the field starts to shrink more and more. When the Vikings start at the 35 and they go nowhere and they punt it to the 20 and the Lions get to the 50 and they stall right there, and then they punt back to in the 10, and then the Vikings punt to the 50, and the Lions just start pushing forward and the field position starts switching. Then things start getting desperate. And that's what's going to happen unless J.J. McCarthy can come out and actually have a really good offensive day and help the team as well. They have no shot, because I just don't see where they're going to get the offense from. I just don't see it. And this defense is the type of defense where they need their offense to be clicking so that they can be aggressive. Otherwise, they're going to sit back, bend, but don't break. And that's the thing that sucks for the Vikings. I know KOC hates that. They have to deploy their defense to bend but not break so they can stay in the game, instead of taking chances, which they're at their best whenever they're blitzing and doing all of that. So it's just going to be – it's on J.J. McCarthy. It's on J.J. Can you come out, have a good game, and help your team put some points up? Then you play a full game, full circle. And even if he was to have a great game, this can go either way, because the Lions are still overall probably the better team from a roster standpoint. So we'll see tonight. It should be interesting. It's all on the young kid. It's nothing more, nothing less. I don't have to talk about the Lions, their injuries or anything. They're still going to compete and play at a high level. Can JJ keep up?
Can JJ keep? Moving on. Let's talk about them Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh. I've been following a couple of reporters and influencers in the Colts community. Damn, they are right. They are happy that this team is the best team in the AFC as far as playing. And someone pointed something out to me that they are in AD Mitchell the goal line away from being undefeated this year. So this team's playing consistent. I also ended up seeing a graphic of quarterbacks versus man and zone coverage based off of their advanced metrics EPA. And Daniel Jones, by and large, the most consistent quarterback against both. Right in line. It's not a theory. It's not a fantasy world. Like, Daniel Jones is not getting lucky. He's playing good football right now. He goes into Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh Steelers obviously brought in Kyle Duggar from the New England Patriots. I'm not sure if that's enough to fix their defensive woes for the past couple of weeks. Colts defense has also been an unsung hero to this squad's success. What are we thinking on this one? The Colts in Pittsburgh. TD, thoughts?
Upset alert!
Oh, I was waiting for it. Go ahead.
Upset alert. The Colts, it's not a knock on the Colts. It's not going to mean it's over for them, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get this win. It's just signature Mike Tomlin. These are the games right here where, Pittsburgh, they're a good team. They're a solid team, but they could be beat. Oh, they're going up against the good Colts. And this week, Mike Tomlin does a good job against the Colts run game, and he forces Danny Dimes to beat him, and Danny Dimes will have a solid game. But look for these games, Aaron Rodgers MVP caliber game.
Oh,
give me a Aaron Rodgers MVP caliber game right here where he plays lights out. He has over 300 yards and he's just having fun out there laughing, enjoying himself. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, that defense is so suspect this year, but they're making small little moves, trying to tweak things. And wait, hold on. Did they have a bye? Do we know if they had their bye?
The Steelers had their bye, I believe, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I just think that this Mike Tomlin will have this team prepared. I think that they'll go out and they'll put their best foot forward. Don't forget, they are at home. And this is the upset right here. This is the one where the Colts go 7-2. And it's not to say the Colts are any less good as they've been, but this will be a shootout. It'll be a high performing game. Give me 38-35.
Whoa!
Big time game. 38-35. Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Indianapolis Colts in this one.
Damn, brother.
That's a bold take there. Someone
big
sound the alarm. Evans. Oh.
What do you got on this one, Rich?
I think one of the most underrated and most intriguing stories in the NFL are the Colts, and it's not just for their success, but their owner. I mean, have you guys been plugged in about how their owner is handling the situation?
Yep.
Because we had a devastating loss of Jim Irsay, I believe his name is, in the summer, right? Or right when the season started. And he was a longtime Colts owner, very beloved in the NFL community. And is it his daughter?
Yeah.
It's his daughter who is running the
daughter
team.
that fills in. And that is a breath of fresh air, man. I mean, especially someone that has an owner like I do, to have she's so hands-on in the right ways that she cares about operations and football. She's got the headset on the sideline, listening to the communication between the coaches, listening to, the players communicating. She really wants to get all that in. She's hands-on the right way. And I think that, that is a big reason. That's one of my favorite stories in the entire NFL is what she's been able to accomplish with the Indianapolis Colts. And then you hear stories about what Jordan Travis with the Jets, with Woody. It just makes me nauseous. But I just definitely wanted to give, the Colts their credit because Carly Ursay-Gordon has been one of those fascinating stories, steps into becoming the full-time owner that's inherited from her great father. And she is like, honestly, I'm not going to give her the reasons why they're 7-1, but I really think there's a reason for their success. She deserves a lot of credit the way she's handling that organization right now. So she gives a lot of credit. I give her a lot of credit. The Colts are a great story, man. 7-1. Nobody saw this coming. And if the Colts win this game and get to 8-1, then yeah, they're legit, bro. Like, even if they lose this game, they're still going to win their division. They're still going to go in the playoffs. But I feel like this is a really, really big one. So I did want to play this clip if you guys missed it for you guys that did not see it, because I think it's one of those clips that deserves to be witnessed for those that missed it.
I need to learn more about this. I need to be able to say, is this person full of BS? Do they even know what they're talking about? And I think one of the things that being on the headset has really helped me learn is, to the question earlier, it's such a complex organism, a football team and how it operates. And on game day, and you could say, oh, that person ran that route wrong. When you learn to find, oh, someone tagged the wrong wide receiver, and it wasn't really the player's fault. It was the person that called it. So, and it's never, I think that's been a very valuable, because it also helps us be able to know, where do we need to make tweaks? What resources do we need? What do we need to fix? So much of it comes down to just how we operate and how things work. And the headsets are really, I wish more, I would suggest it for anyone else that has to pay coaches and GMs millions and millions of dollars. It helps you make a less expensive mistake potentially.
I mean, that is
she's wildly intelligent.
Yeah.
Wildly intelligent. I love the fact that she's going all in on this, because you know what? Like, you're inheriting something like an actual like organization. And you know what? I'm sure she was familiar with the game. I mean, for the love of God, she was a part of a football family, right? Like, her father owned this organization, but how hands-on she is, like, that could kind of be teetering on like one extreme to the other. I feel like she's putting like the perfect mix, and it's hard to say if her taking on these ownership responsibilities is the reason why the Indianapolis Colts have gone the direction that they did, but it's got to play some factor. She's been doing a wonderful job, man. It's been a great story.
What you just said is everything. Like you said, I wonder if that's why they're winning. Let me say this. When you have real legitimate accountability in the building, and it's present, and it's checks and balances, it makes all the difference. You can't play these games. She's listening to everything. You can't twist the narrative. You can't blame who's not blamable. You can't do any of that. I'm here. I'm listening to it myself. And I can guarantee you she's the type of person, when the game is all said and over, she got a meeting with probably 4 or 5 main people. Literally, why was this done here? Why was that done there? Explain to me what was the thinking and rationale here. And she's going through her notes. What decision led us to do this here? Why would we call this? And she's not saying whether you're wrong or not. I just want to know your thought process so I can weigh that over time. She is this is real accountability. That's why when you have owners like the Dolphins owner who's a billionaire, but it's really, let me pay advisors to do all that.
It's basically his toy.
Yeah, and it's don't
like his
know.
Toy. It's not like an asset that he cares about.
She will know if her advisors are good advisors. My owner won't know if his advisors are good advisors.
Yeah.
She will know. She will know where the problem's coming from. And I said this on the Friday solo stream. The problem in the NFL today is that when you have a general manager and a head coach and a non-present owner, then it could take you 10 to 15 years to realize, oh, it's the general manager. It could take you 15 years. But with her approach, she could determine within 3-4 years if it's the general manager. Or she would at least know who it is that's one of the major problems that needs to be flushed out, or everybody just have their act together because they're being watched at all times. They're not playing these games. They're doing their job and trying to do it as best as they can because they have to answer for everything. I promise you, when I see her on the field, I see her at practice, press conference, I'm like the most impressed person ever. I'm looking at her like, man, this woman right here is setting a precedent for all owners. Now, you got some owners. See, the difference is, did she say anything about enforcing what she wants done or anything? She's just sitting back observing. She's not Woody Johnson in this. She's not doing all the crazy stuff. She's sitting back so she can understand when she signs a check, is it a good decision or not? That's what she's doing. But Richie, y'all gonna be good. Y'all got legacy coming in the pipeline, the Madden player. You got Woody's son coming.
So I look at this.
Woody,
and many people would say, well, you know what? Like Woody Johnson, he is also sometimes way too involved. But I feel like what Carly
Sorry.
Ursay Gordon is doing is much different. She's just trying to understand the intangibles and the nuances of the game of football, and to make sure that like she's holding these guys to a higher level, where Woody Johnson, I feel like, looks at it more from a surface perspective, where he's saying, oh yeah, like this guy's Madden rating's horrible, we got to get this guy off of the team.
He wants to win so bad he doesn't know how, and he's also a terrible human. And I have an example of that that I wanted to show. I don't know if you guys saw this, but do you guys remember Jordan Travis, who the Jets drafted, and he had that terrible injury at FSU, and he had to retire? So he was on a podcast, and this was his experience with Woody Johnson, and this is just adds more fuel to why. And the reason why I'm showing you this is just we went to a good owner, and now here's an example of who Woody Johnson is. And it's deeper than what you guys are even saying. It's just being a good human being.
That you want to talk about losing a locker room? Like, no head coach can fix that.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, that guy, no disrespect, but there was things that were said to me, not obviously to that point because I never got on the field to play, but about my leg, like just slick comments that I don't know if he was trying to be slick about it, or you know how some older people, they just kind of say whatever comes to their mind. And it kind of made me feel a certain type of way. I told you about a few of them. Are you ever going to get healthy? And I'm just like, damn, not how you feel, and never that. There was always like comments like that, and that kind of upset me, but it kind of rolled over my head. It makes sense, but I mean, kudos to Justin Fields, because I don't know if you saw his press conference, and you can see on his face he's not even distraught, bro. It's really cool. It inspired me. I freaking reposted it on my Instagram. Now it's his chance. He's getting attention. God still has his hand.
So if you missed what Jordan Travis said, basically Woody goes up to him, you ever going to get healthy?
Well,
while he's rehabbing, while he's trying to come back from a devastating injury, instead of just being like checking in on the human. It's just all about business, it's all about money. It's like, you're going to get healthy. We invested a draft pick and you're going to get on the field. Like stuff like that, bro. It just goes to show you that like makes me pissed off. I hate it.
Yeah. But
his son's coming.
I mean,
just an example
shout out
of
to
a bad
Carly
owner.
Ursay Gordon, man. You know what? I am not picking against the hot hand. I'm going to continue to say that the Indianapolis Colts beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have the worst defense in the NFL for the past 2 weeks. They are awful in almost every metric. I don't think that Kyle Duggar saves them or even improves it in the slightest. I'm going to go with the Colts on this one, dude. I think it's a 28-14 type of game.
14 for Pittsburgh.
Well, what about tonight, though?
What about tonight?
TD, what do you got for tonight on Sleeper?
Sleeper, baby, get a 100% match up to $100 using code RTS. And I'm telling you, you got to go over on the Miami Dolphins and almost everything. In all seriousness, this is a game where you may want to take Lamar Jackson's over. He's going to go off tonight. This is one of those games where you got to put the team on his back and try to win. Not saying he is going to win, but he's going to have a MVP caliber performance. The good thing about putting it on Lamar Jackson tonight is that you get a free $20 entry with no deposit. So if you want to go on, use code RTS and you'll get that $20 entry and see how you like it. Maybe you win and then you keep playing and then you have fun with Sleeper. All right. But yeah, I would really take Lamar. And I know Dan and Richie, they're probably going to take some Tua interceptions. Don't do it. I'm trying to tell you, you heard it here first. Don't do it. It's going to be one of those back and forths, man. It's going to be a really good game tonight. All right. So make sure you check out Sleeper and don't forget to use code RTS. Let's go.
That is beautiful. And folks, you can take TD's word and his advice for it. But in case you just wanted to double check and get a second opinion, we always point you over to RotoWire. They have the #1 player prop research tool on the market today. Not only do they give you locks each and every single day across multiple sports on Sleeper. By the way, this is your tool to dominate each and every single one of your picks, folks. 15% off as long as you end up using code RTS if you take player props seriously and you really want to be able to get in the green for this NFL season. Shout out to RotoWire, being a proud partner of the Roundtable Sports YouTube network, man. Look at that. Look at that. Moving on. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this next matchup. The Broncos and the Houston Texans, two very good defenses. The Houston Texans, although being 3-4, they have the best defense in the NFL. The Broncos have the best pass rush in the NFL. They're going up against an awful offensive line in Houston. I think this is anybody's game, to be honest with you. X factor to consider, Patrick Surtain II. I believe it was some form of a knee injury. He is not playing this weekend. I don't believe I know when he is coming back, but that's going to be a tremendous hit on this Broncos secondary. I'm going to go to Richie on this one. Rich, Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans, who do you like and why?
This is going to be a really good game, man. The Texans have a chance to really save their season. They're at home in this one. Two really good defenses. CJ Stroud is starting to play some really good football. And the Broncos, they're coming off a big, few games. They're in first place. Troy Franklin is a sleeper at wide receiver. They're number 2. Remember, he was that wide receiver with Bo Nix in Oregon. And I think they got good chemistry. He's coming off a big, big game. So I feel like this is going to be one of those games that comes down to the last bit. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be like a low scoring 21-18 type of game. And I don't know, man. I feel like the Texans have some momentum in this game. And if they really want to save their season, they could in this game. I don't want to say it's a must win, but if the Texans want to make the playoffs and be competitive for a wild card spot, they're not catching the Colts for sure in the division. But if they can win this game, get to 4-4, and start really getting some games together, they have a chance. But I feel like the Broncos, they're just more proven right now. They're humming. They're 6-2. They've proven they win on the road and at home. So I'm going to go with the Broncos in this game because I got to see a little bit more from CJ Stroud. But he has 2 games in a row of playing better football. And if he goes out there and plays really well at home in this game and leads them to a win, then CJ Stroud is starting to prove everybody that he's back.
Mm-hmm. He's been playing well the last 2 weeks.
What do you got, TD?
Upset alert again. I got the Texans in this game. They've been playing better football lately. I mean, I don't know if you really noticed it, but things are starting to get better for Houston. It just feels like they're warming up. Will they heat up in this game or will they just fold? Because this is season on the line, if you ask me, for the Houston Texans. You lose this game, you've dug yourself a hole that you might not be able to recover from. This is a must-win situation for the Texans. What do I like in this game? I love the Houston defense. I don't like the fact that Surtain will be out. And also, the Broncos and Bo Nix, they've had some very opportunistic games, but they execute late and find ways to win. But I think that I'm going to ride – I can't say the hot hand because Denver's hot, but Houston, I just like what I'm starting to see. And they're at home as well in this one. It's going to be loud in that stadium. Denver has to be the team that's traveling. They're 500 on the road, but Texans play better on the road than 500. So I like Houston in this to win the game. CJ Stroud, it's on you. He's been playing better as of late. This would be the game. CJ Stroud wins and has a big game where we got to reconsider this whole sophomore slump conversation that he had last year and coming into year 3 where we're starting to feel like CJ Stroud might be getting written off now. No, this would be a revival for him. So I think everything's going to be on the line here. Texans, if they can run the football, they win this game.
Good God. So this is going to be a test indeed, because they are going up against the Denver Broncos defensive line that is number 2 in pressure percentage, number 1 in sack percentage. They have the most sacks by about 15. All right. Second place has 15 less than they do. While the Houston Texans offensive line has always been subject for criticism, they have been a lot better than they have been last year. And by a lot better, I mean, they went from 32nd to about 20th or 19th. So a little bit of an improvement here. I'm sweating this one. I think about that meme where the guy is sweating and he has 2 buttons on which one that he has to pick. I don't know, because I could see the world where with Patrick Surtain being out, I could see Nico Collins having a great game, or one of those young rookies in the wide receiving core being able to exploit that. Huh?
Is he healthy, Collins?
Questionable, I
He
believe.
was out last week, I know.
Yeah, he's questionable, I believe, for this. Well,
I thought he was expected to play, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I think that he's questionable for Sunday. But then again, I think about, I'm like, dude, if Denver can get to CJ Stroud and do what they've been doing all season, that could turn this game up on its head. I'm going to go with Denver on this one. It's going to be a low-scoring, ugly game. I'm going to go 16-10, the Denver Broncos. A defensive masterclass from both sides.
You know, my thing in this game, Dan, I think people underestimate how important Patrick Surtain is. As this pass rush is, if not the best in the league, they also have a lot of coverage.
It has to do with the sticky coverage. I agree.
Yes. So let's see. And maybe they still get at them and have a great day. But if they don't, you'll see the difference that Patrick Surtain makes if they're not having CJ Stroud running for his life and pestered all day.
What can you do? What can you do, folks? We have 2 Texans. We have 1 Denver Broncos, who ultimately ends up winning.
Oh, Richie went Texans?
This one.
Oh, okay.
What do you got, Rich?
I said Denver.
Denver. Okay. The Denver Broncos. 2 Denver, 1 Houston Texans. All right, man. We have the Bears and the Bengals. Chicago Bears are coming off of a heartbreaker, okay? Losing to a backup quarterback from the Baltimore Ravens just last week, and they're going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. And keep in mind, Joe Flacco has a sprained AC joint, so they don't know if he's going to be able to play. So Jake Browning, the return of Jake Browning, could be back out on the field in Cincinnati. Very difficult game to predict, but I'm going to go with TD on this one. The Chicago Bears traveling to Cincinnati. Who do you got?
What did you say about Flacco? Did they say it's more likely for him to play or not?
He's dealing with a shoulder injury. He is 50-50 for the Week 9 game versus the Bears.
I mean, it's hard to say unless we know that, because that will make the difference. To me, Chicago has played good football. I mean, remember they were coming off of like 4 wins in a row or something like that before they got that loss. They were red hot, but but here's the shocker. It was Baltimore they lost to without Lamar, by the way. Now this was in Baltimore. But this is also in Cincinnati. And if Flacco's playing, I'm sorry. I got the Bengals because Jamar Chase is just on a tear. It doesn't matter what quarterback it is. And the Bengals are going to put up points if they have a competent quarterback. They are going to put up points. Here we are 2 weeks in a row. They put up over 30 with Flacco against, I think it was Pittsburgh before the Jets. And versus the Jets. And what a heartbreaking loss for the Bengals against the Jets. What a heartbreaking loss, because that was like, okay, I mean, the Jets played good, but that should have been a win for the Bengals. And they should have been playing to be 500 this week without Joe Burrow. But instead, the Jets got them on one. And I think that team is frustrated from that, but I don't think they are in give up mode. They know that they're still in the dance, being 3-5. It is not over for them. They just need to find ways to get one win at a time. And the Bengals are focused. That's why I know it was heartbreaking losing to the Jets, because you put up 30. How many points they put up, Richie? They put up a lot, didn't they?
38.
They put up 38 versus the Jets. Like, that's you're supposed to win. But and I'm not gonna say, oh, here come the Bengals' old defense back being bad. They got to figure out a way to get wins, and this is on coaching for me. But I'm still, if Flacco plays, I'm going with the Bengals to beat the Bears, because the Bears are the one team that I can't put my finger on. I can't pick. It's hard to pick a right week for them. One week they look great, the next week they look bad. One week Caleb looks like, oh man, look what they're doing with him. The next week is like, okay. This is the most unpredictable team for me, which is the Chicago Bears. But if Flacco doesn't play, Bengals lose.
Flacco doesn't play, Bengals lose. tough for me, man. It's tough for me because Caleb Williams has been struggling tremendously right in the red zone. For some odd reason, he just hasn't looked the same for the past couple of weeks. Maybe it's still growing pains with the Ben Johnson experiment, but this Bengals defense is bad. It is really, really bad. So if Jake Browning is out there, then I am giving it to the Bears every single day of the week.
Yeah.
Flacco is out there too. Like when you see that he's at 50-50 and dude's 41 years old, even if he plays, 50-50 doesn't apply to the chances of him playing. It's also going to apply to what version of Flacco you're going to be seeing. A 50% Joe Flacco. He's not going to be 100% if he does get the nod. And the Bears defense isn't all that good either. But I feel like I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears in this one. High scoring, 32-24. Richie.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I'm going with the Bears. I think they're coming off a big loss. They won 4 in a row, and then they lost a big game against the Ravens that were desperate for a win. Without Joe Flacco out there, it's definitely going to be a tough task for them to get this job done. I think Caleb Williams has a breakout game. I think DeAndre Swift has been a really big plus to the run game. And I got the Bears coming out on top in this one big time. 35-20.
And I forgot about this as well. They did just sign CJ Gardner-Johnson as well. So that's some turnover upside. We'll see how long it takes right before he ruins that locker room and forces his way out. And so I'll give it till week 12.
Is Chase the best player on the field in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
It's
No,
hard to
I'm
find a
just
field
curious.
where Chase is not the best player on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
How many
You know
better
what I mean?
players are on the field tonight over the Dolphins?
What? Over the Dolphins? Which player, Richie? Which
Like you
player?
rank the best players on Thursday Night Football. I think there's like 5 Ravens before you can say a Dolphin, right?
That's just not true at all. It's just not true at all.
Who's the best player in the Miami Dolphins right now?
Well, I would probably say H.A. Yeah. We all know he better than Derrick Henry. No, never mind.
Man, tonight's gonna be fun, man. Make sure you guys tune in.
Man, Richie, you a hater, man. I'm not gonna let you bring me down. I'm not gonna let you
What do you
have
mean, bro?
me doubt my team. We're gonna be all right tonight, man.
Yeah, man. Make sure you guys check in to TD Fins Talks live stream if you want to be entertained. You want to watch a misery. You know, he's going to get his hopes up. There's going to be big plays. The Dolphins going to be playing well. There's probably going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. The Dolphins are going to be leading in this game. And the Ravens are going to win in the end. And you're going to see the shock on TD's face. So make sure you guys check out tonight because that is going to be an epic, epic fail of watching the collapse of the Miami Dolphins live on TD Fins Talks YouTube channel. What do you got to say to the people about tonight's live watch party, TD?
Nothing, man. I'm just gonna show up to have a good time. I show up every game to have a good time, believing in my team, and whatever happens from there. So if y'all want to come tune in and hang out with me, please do so. The only person not invited is Lino. He's the ultimate hater. Just FYI. So yeah.
Just make sure that you got the wife next to you when the Dolphins lose so she can give
I'm
you all
locking
the
the door
positives.
tonight, Richie. We focus.
All the positives in the world. It's all right, TD. You still got Zach Wilson. Speaking of Lino, we got Lino on the hotline. Lino's live. Patreon.
What's going on? Come on, TD. Stop hating, man. I made myself so easy to love, man. Stop hating, brother. I just wanted to say, man, you ready for the game tonight, man? You excited?
Yeah, man. Super Bowl, baby. Go.
We ready. We ready for that
Two
Dolphins
time
loss. Oh, man. I can't wait for that, too. Woo-hoo-hoo. 2 a step back. 3 trips to the left. 1 to the right. Hey, my biggest thing is I seen earlier today, TD. It said something about the Dolphins were still not optimistic on trading anybody during the deadline. How'd you feel about that?
I mean, because they're gonna try to win until they're eliminated. So
What would that record be though?
Tonight's a big night.
What would that record be though for them to be like, all right, now we're gonna have to start trading?
tonight's tonight. Where if you go 1-7, you got to get a call from ownership and executives in the front office to say, hey, let's make some moves. You have to. I mean, because you're not. If you lose tonight, you're not going 8-0 for the rest of the season.
They're not even winning 2 games in a row for the rest of the season. But
Well, 9-0. So you're not going 9-0. So 8-0, whatever it is. But yeah. So tonight is the important night. We win. Hey, baby, we might make a run. We lose. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, thanks for the call, Lino.
Yeah.
Always bringing the juice.
Real quick, I was thinking about this whenever I said Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, like, what are you talking?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. Like, and the only reason I'm going to share this right now because both of you guys can also share in this, so I don't have to feel down and depressed. It sucks. It sucks that we don't even know that feeling of being in the ultimate game. And like, oh my, like I always wonder, what are the nerves of a fan when you're actually in the Super Bowl? The game hasn't started. Oh my gosh, we got a chance right here in front of us. What is that feeling like? And I said, let me ask these guys. And then I realized, they don't know either.
So I'll tell you what.
It's 2 years in a row.
So I'll let you know in February.
Damn. So who you
when we're in San Francisco for the Super Bowl, ask me, and I will do my best to explain.
What I always feel like, TD, is that you have that 2 weeks of just panic more than I think being excited. Like if the Jets are ever in the Super Bowl, it's like you win the AFC Championship game, you're excited, but then just like an overwhelming pit in your stomach probably comes of like, man, we can't come all the way to lose.
You don't even know if you're gonna get back here again, man.
Yeah, this is
might
it.
Be it.
Oh my God, dude!
I'll ask Dan in February because he can make a phone call to one of the.
You doing a Super Bowl live watch party if the Dolphins are ever in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I've had a debate with myself. Do I go to the Super Bowl or do I do a watch party with the audience? And initially, I'm saying I'll do it with the audience because we built up together till this point. So let's share it together. But I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm not worried about that right now, Richie. That's probably in the future for me.
Dude,
for all of us.
I would not be able to control my emotions if the Jets are, dude.
I mean, if the Bills were to go, I don't even know how to handle like the Super Bowl week being there interviewing these guys.
Oh yeah.
That'll be weird.
So imagine if some of them are like, TD Finstock.
No.
I've been watching you a while.
No.
You're our number one hater, huh?
They don't focus on me. They ain't worried about me.
Oh my
I've been wrong when it comes to the Bills, but not this year.
Super Bowl, man. That's what the sport's about. And man, how many AFC title games did the Bills go to? 2 in the last 5 years?
2.
AFC championship games, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many y'all win?
Well, I'm just asking that because the Jets have been to the same amount of AFC
same amount you've been to.
The Jets have been to the same amount of AFC championship games the last 15 years than the Bills. How about that? But the Dolphins, though, on the other hand, Dan, I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to taste the chance. I feel you, Dan. I relate to you, Dan. TD on the other hand.
Yeah.
I don't want the taste unless I'm going to eat. So, no.
Nah, man. If you're in the dance, you got to dance. You can't show up to the dance and not dance, bro. That's just the last 15 years, bro. I know the feeling, Dan Mitchell. I hear you, brother. Maybe this is the year for you, Buffalo Bills, but only time will tell. I have a feeling. All right, let's end off the show with this bold prediction. We know what Dan's saying, but I'm going to start with TD. Right now, you win money if you get this correct. You're putting money on the Super Bowl matchup this season. Who is it?
Super Bowl matchup.
Your early week. And everybody in the chat, give us your Super Bowl prediction. Who is going to make the Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to have to go with, I'll start, I guess, in the NFC. I will go with the Philadelphia Eagles making it back again. And if not them, Tampa. But I'm going to go Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. versus the New England Patriots.
I said you win money, TD.
Okay.
Yeah, you win money.
You just lost all your money.
Okay. Why? See, y'all just gonna keep disrespecting them. It's fine.
So
What has New England done this year to give you any justice that they can go to the Super Bowl, TD?
Shock
they
the
beat?
world.
Who they
Shock
beat?
the Buffalo
Who they
Bills.
beat?
The Buffalo Bills.
Who in your head stinks?
yeah, we
Nah,
stink.
we'll find
So, like,
out.
why
We'll
is that
find out
something-
Sunday. We'll find out
That's what I
Sunday.
mean,
if
man. This is
Buffalo
what I
stink.
mean by the
Yeah.
flip flop, like everything that fits your
Yeah,
We'll
why
find
is
out
that
Sunday.
offensive if you say we're bad?
No, I mean we'll
If the
find out
Buffalo
Sunday.
Bills
You
had the
know,
same record as New England and they beat the exact teams that the Patriots have done, you would be grilling the Bills like, they're fraud, first place, fraud.
Oh.
But since it's the
no,
Patriots,
they beat the division top dog. So yeah.
all right. Well,
Okay.
so you said Patriots and Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be a rematch. Dan, Bills versus who?
I have the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions.
That's my prediction as well on the NFC. I got the Lions getting to the Super Bowl, beating the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. And on the AFC, I don't know, man. Who's going to beat the Chiefs? I hate to be that guy, but
I'm trying to manifest.
who's going to beat
Chiefs
the
not
Chiefs,
being-
man?
So you got
Yeah.
Chiefs who again, Richie?
Lions.
Lions. Oh, both of y'all have Lions?
Yep.
Yeah, I got Lions beating
Really?
the Seahawks. Eagles
The Lions
losing.
are for real, man.
I think this is the Lions' year. And I think the Lions would win the Super Bowl. I think the Lions, man, they needed a few years of tasting it. Failure. They're going to be persistent. This is the year, man. They're going to be aggressive, and the aggressiveness is going to come through. That'll be fun, man. That'll be sick.
Here we
Shout
are
out to
halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen, and we don't know nothing. Okay, halfway through the season, it's so many teams game. I mean, and a lot of teams still have a shot. So we shall see. But
What if it's Colts Seahawks, or two teams that are Colts?
Seahawks ain't making no Super Bowl? Richie, stop. We're not gonna start this. We're not gonna start this, Richie.
Why not, man? But you think the Colts would?
I don't know. I didn't pick the Colts to make the Super Bowl.
We'll see.
Hey, I ain't gonna sleep on them though.
Don't sleep on the Rams. Don't sleep on Steelers to come out of the AFC if they get hot. Hey, you never know. I don't know. The Packers, I feel like, is a slept-on NFC team as well this year. They're the first seed.
Anything can happen. Just depend on the playoffs. We got one more
man.
Patreon, by the way.
It's sad that like TD's like we can't even say the Dolphins, bro. It's sad.
Hey,
DF
what-
Forever is gonna come in here. What up, DF?
Bills are in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen's at the podium. Does TD choke, say nothing, or actually ask Josh Allen a question?
After
DF
the
forever.
game or before the game, DF? After or before? Before the game? Hey, Josh, how does it feel to go out there and know you're gonna lose?
You would not say that.
I wouldn't let you say that because we're not allowed back.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And so if you were to say that, and so I would give you 1 full month of all of my brand deal checks.
Oh, that's a bad because they ain't got that cash, man.
I mean, that's our last time covering the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it would be the last time. But
Well,
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you guys know where to find TD tonight. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap things up? Got to give a shout out to Tony. Shout out Lowski. Here for Bob. You know it. Bang. A nice little slap. Raymond came in with the $2. Thank you, Raymond. We appreciate it. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Thanks for tuning in. We love you all. Let's have fun tonight. Dolphins win.
yeah, guys, we appreciate you. Let us know your thoughts on TD's reaction. We'll probably end up playing it tomorrow, as I am the solo host tomorrow of Fourth and Forever. We'll see you then.
See you guys then. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah.